Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm rather incoherent, and today we're going to be playing a Vanessa much more properly than we have in the past. I've realized that one of the big problems I made in the past is I didn't really appreciate that stuff like Pufferfish Vanessa, while being her strongest thing in the mid-game, is something that you can't really transition easily into or out of, and that means that it tends to be a lot less valuable for going 10 wins than it otherwise might. It's not to say that it's bad, just that if your plan is to go Pufferfish Vanessa and then transition to a port build, you cannot force that at all. The stars have to align to let that happen because there are no card overlaps really between the two archetypes. So instead, what I've realized when I was playing to do in this run is I think that the best way to play Vanessa right now is probably to go into the game with an approach that you want to play an aggro-centric weapons build, where you might just be playing a pile of burst that kills your enemies and tries to leave on day 10. You might be building into an infinite weapons combo, or you might be using some of your ammo weapons to convert into a port build that will briefly play as a pile of burst damage and really just like grind through games on days 7 to 10 as it assembles good port items like haste potion, slow potion, and freeze potion, and then eventually transition into the late game port stuff or find alternative strats. And unfortunately, I did not today find any high rolls with my port. My port largely betrayed me, but it still opened some new strategies by giving me infinite ammo, even if it wasn't digging up frost potion. So today I want to show you Ballista port, which is definitely cool, but probably not the best thing you can do with Vanessa. It is, however, like almost everything else, capable of going 10 wins. All right, getting right into it, what do we have? Medium items at least, and the cannon's very good. I'm also very happy to take the cannon because it will synergize the port later. Something I realized after my last run is that while Pufferfish might be the strongest mid-game strategy, it transitions very poorly to a port strategy, as it has no ammo items and everything it wants doesn't really fit on a port board. Anyway, I'd like to thank the game for giving me my day 1 win, I guess. Silver burn cannon will probably solo most people day 1. I'm tempted to go for experience here rather than go to JJ Shop because I don't need anything from JJ Shop. If I'm really trying to build port, then until silver items on day 2, there's nothing I particularly need. I don't need more damage to win on day 1. Experience is the thing most likely to win me the fight. This might be silly, but I'm going to go for experience here because JJ is not really what I'm looking for anyway. And I'll always take Fanged England over the alternatives in this situation, I think, because Fanged England has the highest average gold value thanks to these two pelts, both selling for 2 gold. And then if I miss, I at least get something that goes on my board and deals damage. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? Silver burn cannon just is one of those things where you get it and you realize that day 1 fights are not determined by your own decisions sometimes. Sometimes your opponent comes in with this and you lose. I think I'm going to go to middle and pick up medium items, plural, multiple if I can, because then if I get experience on the next hour, I can actually use it. Oh. Well, I'm very happy with the harpoon gun, but I won't be picking up a second item on this sword, I suppose. That's a shame. I think I'm still doing it because experience has value at every point of the game, not just for this specific fight. The health has value. There's not really a weapon I'm going to buy that goes on this board and meaningfully improves it. Yeah, I'd rather have 50 health than anything I'm going to get from that shop.
Waiting to be filled.
Get a weapon, vehicle cooldowns, aquatic cooldowns, leftmost item gains max ammo. Get a friend. Leftmost item gains max ammo could push me through a lot of otherwise more durable characters, couldn't it? Like, getting an additional shot on that cannon is probably more valuable than any weapon I could get, but it's going to be worse economy in day 2, and it's going to not matter at all once I get a port. It's actually a really interesting choice. I could also put it on the harpoon to destroy more of their gun, but that's so slow at this point in time. I'm not really overly concerned about it. The harpoon's going to be better when it either has a port or an ammo horn enabling it, just period, end of story. At bronze, 16 seconds in the fight, I'm hoping they're dead, right? It's much better to put it on the cannon. I think I'm going to take the 3rd ammo on the cannon to ensure my victory. Even though it's useless for economy and it doesn't improve my port later, until I get port, this is a massive increase in my power level.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen.
Let's see what this dually is up to. I'm pretty sure we're going to win. There are very few dually decks I think can beat this. Yeah, that's just 110% dead. So how many shots of this cannon are necessary? Looking like just the 2. That's what I was expecting, but if it was a really strong like defense scaling dually or a high health pig that had leveled up, then maybe I could have needed the 3rd shot, especially if the high health pig had any sort of defensive items. In this case, it was obviously comical overkill. What small items do I want? Frag grenades, bolas, those all go well with the port later. Anything that deals damage right now is good in general. I don't need more gold and experience presently.
Size dilutes the brain.
Well, I always kind of do, but yeah, I'm very happy with this. Unlimited ammo horn for damage. This is going to be on the sidelines to some degree. I definitely want the bolas. They're a shitload of damage. I don't know that I want to spend gold on that revolver. I'd rather just keep this on my board, to be honest. And honestly, 3 shots from the cannon are so much that I think I'd rather reload the harpoon gun. I don't want to spend gold on lick it for the minor incremental gains on my damage. I don't want to go to a weapon shop. I'm going to take a random weapon rather than spending what's left of my gold on a different weapon. We found the rest of the inglet. Destroying the small items isn't going to be as important as just killing Covetous Thief instantly. We definitely win the race like this. I don't need to think about like how many other random weapons do you have that I can kill with the harpoon gun. We're just going to kill him before that harpoon gun goes off a second time like this. Honestly, I think that might have happened without the ammo horn. Yeah, little bit of overkill, little bit. I will gladly take 2 income with extra steps. Health, toughness, and shield items, huh? I think I'm going to take the Vanessa option for a random item here. I don't really care about small burn items, which leaves me most interested in just getting something for free, because if I go here and buy stuff, I can't afford a port at Pole on the next hour. So what's our small item going to be? That's not bad. Looks like port was never happening. Let's go see if we can't upgrade the cannon or find a better thing than this harpoon gun for an aggressive strategy. Not really. Cannons, despite being on ships, are not aquatic. Do I ever roll here? Like, what would I really be rolling for? I know I can afford stuff, but I kind of think the Vanessa's amulet is better, but like 10% crit's so minor that I can't say in good faith. Rolling and get me a harpoon gun upgrade or a cannon upgrade, both of which are pretty substantial amounts of power. Also, I have nothing really to put on my board. This Vanessa's amulet right now kind of sucks. So I will look for something else on the second page, and this will eventually get me a Clamra. And even if it doesn't, it will make money gradually. I think I have the time to buy it. I'll take it. Even though it's not very good presently, obviously. I don't feel like I need more ammo on the cannon, to be honest, especially with the powder flask. The counterpoint is I can put it here and then actually make the cannon. It's so complicated. I don't think max ammo is important once I found the ammo horn. Powder flask. I can't ever remember which one is its actual name. I think I'm just going to take 2 XP here. I am. And we're going to figure out what goes on our board, if anything. It's looking, unfortunately, like that. We could also haste the harpoon gun every 8 seconds for 3 seconds, which is all right, but it's not tremendously impactful. All right, I'm just going to go with this. I'm pretty sure that adjusting my board doesn't improve it. Against an offensive Vanessa, no build change will affect the outcome of the match. Against a defensive Vanessa, this should be best.
It makes this more fun.
That's a lot of shield, but I don't think it's quite enough. I think we just like instantly cut through it and then stack up burn. Maybe not. Yeah, it just kills me. The haste from Shattered Cloak just absolutely rolls over me. Rough.
No ball.
I was not expecting to see that much output from Silver. It's because he's got the left or right-handed, whichever one it was, buffing it to nearly double the value. Fair enough. Yeah, there is nothing this board was doing that was fixing that. I'm going to take 1 income again. Health, toughness, and shield items are not what I'm looking for. Spending my gold there inhibits me from spending my gold elsewhere. And he can sell me a lot of things that are valuable, at least in the short-term damage perspective. Like, I really want to replace this with more damage. For winning on day 3, the harpoon gun's really not in my best interest. Hey, Cannonball, what's up? Presently, it's probably better than Ammo Horn. I genuinely think these 2 items are doing almost nothing for me. I don't mind buying Cannonball and Clamra, moving the Cannonball to here. And I'm out. Do we beat Eccentric Ether, right? We kill 2 of their 3 items, so there's a good chance we massively cripple their damage. The cannon goes off as often as their force field, dealing substantially more damage to it and cutting their shield. I think we kill them. I'd be unsurprised to find out I'm wrong and we're about to throw, but I'm pretty sure we killed them. Especially if the harpoon gun gets the 1 in 3 to miss the scrap. Well, that's the absolute worst case scenario where the harpoon gun does nothing for the first 15 seconds of the fight. It looks like the cannon's still just strong enough to grind its way through the match, though.
Power outage!
Was that even a battle?
Rigged is very good. Not upset about that at all.
The rest of the tyrant's gold.
Get an ammo item or 2 experience. It's a tough choice. My board is not filled. I do not have good things to fill my board with. My economy is bad. I'm gonna take an ammo item. It could be anything, even a port. Throwing knives are really not it, though. Non-weapon items could be anything, even a port, but at this point, something that increased my crit chance, like a crow's nest, might even be relevant. There are a lot of non-weapon items that improve this board, and that's probably one of them. It's only 200 health at this point, but this is an icy turtle shell. It's only freezing for 2 every 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't think I'll be spending all my gold on that. I don't quite think that's going to change the course of my game. And I don't really know that Life Preserver, especially bronze on day 3, is a huge impact. I'm going to be greedy and roll. I'm not happy with taking a bronze Life Preserver here. Shiny Pop Snappers means they have a multicast, doesn't it? Yes. Well, that's a whole lot more burn than we had a second ago. You're just no longer part of the game plan, are you? With Shiny Pop Snappers, we just became so much more aggressive that I cannot justify keeping a harpoon gun on our board. Okay. Not how I thought this was gonna go. Did we go to a weapon shop? We're pretty broke. Make it a small weapon, even though it's not likely to improve my board very much. Or at all, in this case. It's gonna get the Clamra going up to 15 per 5, which is gotta be worse than just about everything else, but actually no, it's still better than the Fang. The Fang is just 3 every 4 seconds. It's pretty terrible. So even though the JIT isn't very good, it is better than some of the garbage that was filling my board. And I'm pretty confident for day 3 with Shiny Pop Snappers. That's terrifying.
Not to squabble.
Best 4 gold I've ever spent. So they are Life Preserver and they're trying to scale. They have 1 shot on the harpoon gun and what it hits is rather impactful. There are 2 things, the ammo horn and the pop snappers, that really matter. Oh, he's already dead to burn, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, it actually didn't matter what he had at all. We'd already stacked up so much burn by the time it went off. Yeah, that shit was not okay. That was very strong.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight
Abandoned
lines.
chest, upgrade skills. I don't think he can upgrade monster skills is the thing, so I'm actually just taking abandoned chest again. Seen a lot of it this run. I really like Mountain Pass. Midsworth has a chance at giving me ports, but it's against either a fight or 2 income, both of which are incredibly valuable. What did I fish up, by the way? Rough. I think I need to go to Midsworth. This is always a hard thing to do where you have to decide, do you actually need to go to this shop? Or do you just feel like you're desperate and you want to go to the shop and you can afford to take long-term value off of Mountain Pass? And I'm not interested in clicking on Mountain Pass for the fight because I've seen it throw like Hydro Dude at day 3. So I'm not sure that this build can take any fight and I'm not interested in clicking something risky. I am going to click Mountain Pass for the income. I think we can afford to do this and it's unlikely we get exactly port here.
Some people just need a good whack.
If we can get the hammer, we're going to get a lot stronger. If we get the wrench, it's not really going to be a huge deal, but it's fine. Do I even have the 3rd tool? I think this might be one. No. We have Clamra. We have Clamra, fishing rod, hammer. So if we get the hammer, it's good. I'm also fine with energy potion, to be honest. One of the weaker hits.
Another empty chest, waiting
Weapon
to be
scaling, ammo item, max ammo. I don't really care about max ammo. I'm going to take the ammo item for gold or for an upgrade on the harpoon gun. I don't mind that at all.
Now this will
Oh, you finally
inspire
showed up, you old bastard. How are you doing? Do you have a port? I have enough gold that I can afford to buy that. So I'm going to toss this for the cannon. I'm going to toss the piranha. I'm going to buy the cove. And I'm going to roll.
What should I do with it?
Ah, damn it. Now we have to evaluate, do we want a submarine or a water wheel or much more likely a crow's nest, but the crow's nest is only bronze. I could spend 6 gold to toss these 2 items that aren't doing a whole lot and increase Vanessa's amulet effectively from 10 to 25 crits. I could also argue that my build is so offensive that I'd rather have this crit over the Clamra and just put the Clamra in my stash. I think those are good arguments. I'm going to put the Clamra in my stash, move this over. I'm going to need to sell those anyway, but I think I am currently stronger with a crow's nest like this. Which one of these runs out first? The pop snappers? So we arrange it like this instead. And I'm going to have to make room anyway. I really can't imagine the Jeet making it to an in-game board. The throwing knives potentially could. I don't see it, but it could happen. At 35% crit chance, is it worth using this over the bolas? Not really. The bolas deal 4 times as much damage, and this just runs out instantly. All right. I'm not thrilled about it, but I'll take it. And I'm gonna take 125 health as well. That's just pretty substantial for these fights. And I think we're really well poised to win this, although I'm not happy about our long-term prospects currently. Our board feels very, very powerful for day 4.
It makes this more fun.
He is, what? No, I don't get it. Why are you hasting your tiny defensive guys with critical chance? What are you building for? I feel like we must have sold all of our bad early game cards to get a silver crow's nest, and this is just like the best stuff that could go into a build later. Because I don't get what I'm looking at. This feels like a transition from something I haven't seen to something I won't see, and we're just seeing the weird middle step. Anyway, spare change, Finn, small and medium, and we've got ambergris. What small and medium do we want? Really anything that upgrades our board is good. Spare change is pretty bad. Eating at Finn's is not super important. Not important at all, I would say. Oh, we cripple our pop snappers by doing it this way. I'm so bad at the game. I'm glad we won, because I was a dumbass and arranged my board backwards and didn't even notice. I'm gonna go small and medium items, even though it's very likely we get nothing out of it. Lighter's just inferior to an infinite ammo shiny pop snappers. We're gonna roll that. And we're gonna move on. Very sad.
Says I'm bad at this, but I just want the huge things.
I don't know if I want to go to middle here. I feel like I'm rolling for only cannon. The cannon does make me meaningfully stronger. It's day 5, so I could find Swashbuckle, which would be better than Vanessa's and Cannonball, I think. I'm gonna toss this throwing knife now. We're never using a bronze one. We need to find a higher rarity one if we're going to use it. I think it's better to hold the ambergris for as long as possible, but I still don't have this decision made. Honestly, I don't want to spend my gold at middle. It's day 5, you can find a gold port. I just want additional XP and to level up faster. Which means we're using our upgrade now, but we were always using that before we got to a store with port. The question is, do I want to put it on Crow's Nest to get 25% more crit for my upcoming fights, or do I want to put it on Cannon because it's more likely to be on my board for longer? I think it's just gotta be the Crow's Nest. It's too much value right now. Too many game paths open by upgrading it. Let's go take on the mod squad. I'm pretty sure we kill pretty much every enemy we could have seen here before the cannon runs out of ammo. It's just so much burn out of the pop snappers and then a pretty good chunk of additional damage out of the bolas and cannon. Yeah, we don't even get the third shot off. That was dead at approximately 6.5 seconds.
See that plank?
Hey, first aid, and what's up? Not helpful. Work at the docks or sell non-weapon items. I don't have a star chart. That might be on me. I might have just forgotten that was important. I'm gonna go non-weapon items. I'm looking for port. None of this is going to affect the outcome in any capacity. Do I want to upgrade to gold? It means it makes more money every day, and it means it can pick up pearls. I don't really care about anything it picks up. It does lower the chance to get specifically Clamra, but it would give me a gold Clamra instead of a silver Clamra. Otherwise, it's an additional 2 gold every day, so after 5 days, it pays for itself, provided I can keep it in my stash. Well, I already have a Clamra. What am I talking about? Well, a better one. I don't think so. I don't think that's worth my money.
I feel like you're
Going to Midsworth now because I'm getting more desperate for reports. I will take these upgrades, and I'm gonna roll.
This will inspire the crew.
See, a lot of flagship, not a whole lot of ports. I see the bronze knives are back. Oh, I should have considered. I don't know what was on the previous page that I didn't buy. I think it was large. It was flagship. But if it was a small aquatic item, buying and selling it actually generates a gold with both ambergris and cove on board. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to toss this 8 in to make room for whatever I fish up, and I still feel pretty strong for the day. My crit chance is stupid high. My burn output is incredibly high with shiny pop snappers. I wish I was playing a port build with these shiny pop snappers, but for the time being, this will have to do.
Not to squabble with nobody.
That is a lot of lifesteal and a lot of additional health. Thank God it's only got 3 multi-strike. I think we just crush him because the life preserver is much better against individual increments of damage than it is against large quantities of burn. But he does hit really fucking hard. I guess we lose. Was not expecting the crits to be quite that bad.
You fall like a bull.
Yeah, I wasn't really evaluating the gold crow's nest properly here. Terrifying.
Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
Once again, medium items that really cannot improve my build in any meaningful capacity. I think I'm going to take permanent temporary health over going to medium items. I'm going to go here. There's got to be something that can improve my board. I just don't know what it is. This is not it, Chief. No, just not helpful. And once again, bronze life preserver. All right, I'm out. We're getting so late that the port transition's beginning to fall by the wayside. We're gonna have to find a different way out of this, which is not great for us. I can either get an aquatic item, which is never gonna be that valuable to me, unless it's specifically the crow's nest, or I can get 14 damage onto one of my weapons, which again is not crazy valuable, but I think getting 14 damage on the bolas, which is the one more likely to survive a board transition than the cannon, just because it's smaller and the same rate of attack speed. I'm gonna take better bolas, but I'm not sure any of this really matters. All right, Forja, I guess we're upgrading the crow's nest.
I don't boast for myself. I boast for some masker.
Yeah. There's nothing else here that makes sense to upgrade to me.
No good if you don't survive the fight.
Chumbucket, huh? And we should absolutely crush Enclave Weeper. We're up to 85% crit chance, huh? Oh, 90. Where's the last 5 coming from? Oh, the cannon must have some base crit chance? The pop snappers are not getting the crit chance, which is a damn shame. I did not realize Crow's Nest was weapon only. Just because I've never had reason to play Crow's Nest unless I had weapons. Still, I'm not quite sure what the oh, right, I had a Lion Talisman earlier, whatever it's called, the crit thing. Sorry, Ambergris, your time has come. Yeah, not getting the crit chance on the pop snappers is pretty rough, and it's the vast majority of my damage. But it's still 12 gold, or 6 gold rather, to upgrade that. Oh, I see, we're doing the Powder Flask upgrade again, huh? I don't think the next upgrade on Powder Flask ever really does anything, to be honest. It can matter in case of like freeze or slow affecting things somehow. It's also that I'm just loaded and have no reason not to buy it. I'm gonna take Vanessa's Amulet because it's just good crit chance. I'm gonna take the Powder Flask because I have so much money that not doing it feels wrong, and I'm going to roll. What is an Icy Cove? Not very good. It is a good chunk of freeze, but like, no thank you. I've never seen multiple icy items in one run. I usually don't see a singular icy item in a run. I'm gonna toss the Ouroboros statue. I'm looking at this wanted poster and thinking that it's better than the Crow's Nest and it gives crit to the shiny pop snappers. I would probably have upgraded the cannon or the pop snappers if I had realized the Crow's Nest upgrade did not affect them. Because I'm thinking I want to put the Clamra on board and buy the wanted poster to get the crit chance on the item that actually wins fights. And yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to do. And we have one more shot. 175 health is a lot, but JJ, if you can give us a port at the last moment, that would probably be life-saving and run-altering. It's getting too late to switch to port after this. Damn shame. We have to sell something, and there's really no shot, I think, that we go into a Crow's Nest build. We simply don't have high damage weapons. Selling the Crow's Nest is hard, because if I do this, I'm irrevocably locked out of going into a crit build, basically. I've still got plus 40% crit. I don't know that that's true. I'm doing it. I need to sell something, and I'm most comfortable abandoning that item. I care a lot more about the economy, about the potential of having a harpoon gun on any sort of control board with the ports. Maybe it should have been the harpoon gun instead of the Crow's Nest, but ultimately I don't really think, even if we go weapons, Crow's Nest is going to improve our board because it doesn't give crit to what is probably going to be our best weapon in the shiny pop snappers. All right, we should beat poison just because poison ticks twice as fast, or sorry, because burn ticks twice as fast. Also, he actually scales his poison incredibly slowly. That was brutal.
You've got talent. You should put it toward nobler use. Land legs make you predictable. You move in
ammo
straight
items
lines.
and plus 2 burn effectively is not a huge deal to me. I'm gonna take the economy of an ammo item and the very low chance of a port. Gold tier items. It could be anything, even a gold tier ports. Oh shit, he actually did it. The fucking madman. Hold up. Catfish, get out of here. Grape shot, do you ever go on a board? No. All right, we're probably not strong right now, but let's figure out what our best board looks like. So we have gold port, which can charge a harpoon gun for disruption, damage on the cannon and bolas, and a ton of damage on the shiny pop snappers. The wanted poster really can't fit on board. The powder flask and cannonball are just completely useless now. The Clamra could be better than a Vanessa's Amulet, but 20% crit on a primarily offensive build seems more valuable than the starting slow on camera. And thank you, Goldie. Somebody had to eventually come through for me. Do I roll? Something like a gold frag grenade could potentially really increase the damage over what the bolas are currently doing. The javelin just hits for 150, which is a lot. I can't imagine spending 16 gold on it though. I'm gonna roll and see if he gives me anything useful. Gold throwing knives, huh? There's also an argument to taking the life preserver and just being like, I'm gonna disrupt with harpoon gun and kill with pop snappers, and life preserver is better than cannon. I don't even think that's necessarily wrong. I could also say that life preserver is way better than bolas and crit chance. I can also say that throwing knives plus clamor is way better in offensive build than harpoon gun. This got a very, very complicated very quickly. I don't think throwing knives will ever make it to the end of my build, so I'm not gonna spend gold on that. I think harpoon gun, I think throwing knives is a trap. This Vanessa's amulet is on its way out. I think life preserver over the cannon is actually gonna improve me in almost every conceivable player fight. And it's pretty hard to justify keeping the cannon for board space. But for now, it might actually be better to have the cannon. I'm still dealing a lot of damage for day 7. I might be best off with the life preserver and keeping the cannon. The issue with that is like, what do I sell in my stash? It's not gonna be Wanted Poster, I like the experience. It's not gonna be Cove, I like the money. It's not gonna be Fishing Rod or Clamro or Harpoon Gun, which means I kinda have to get rid of this cannon eventually. We'll sort that out shortly when we're forced to drop something. Haste items could be powerful enchanted items. Crit skills are larger. Oh, I'm broke, I'll take 200 health. Do we even kill this guy? With 1200 extra health, the anchor's not really a big fear. Do I do enough burn? I feel like I do. Yeah, I'm gonna fight Radiant Corsair. I'm pretty sure these pop snappers actually do an insane amount of damage. We're gonna see if I'm overestimating them tremendously or not. But like, I feel every fight we've instantly stacked up nearly 100 burn. We have hurt our burn by removing some of our crit chance, it seems, but still. The anchor's gone off the first time. If he's dead before the anchor goes off a second time, I feel confident we win. Yeah, we're good. We 100% have this. And quite possibly it is only due to buying the life preserver. I don't know that I could have beat this without the life preserver because my health is gonna be so low. Oh, it looks like I do beat it without life preserver. It was just very close. These pop snappers are disgustingly strong in a long fight.
Was that even a battle?
Oh!
Maybe a skirmish.
How do these work together? I've never been in this situation. I will say the life preserver seems decidedly worse now. Thank you. Max ammo is pretty irrelevant now. Minor CDR is not gonna be the biggest deal. I'm pretty broke. I wouldn't mind getting a friend. The cannon's gotta go. There's no way the cannon's sticking around. And I'm gonna get a friend. That jellyfish will also not be sticking around, but at least it's some money. Non-weapon items seems like the way to go compared to... What am I even looking to find? Pop Snappers upgrade, Bola's upgrade, Vanessa's upgrade, Port upgrade, Life Preserver upgrade. Every single thing on my board, actually, except for Bola's, I suppose. None of that, though. Not really feeling the Fishing Rod upgrade either, to be honest. Right, fair enough.
I feel like that decision
Sells health, toughness, and shield items. That can give me a diamond life preserver for even a more cheap death value. I'm gonna put the Wanted poster on board, actually, for this next fight. I'm probably winning without life preserver due to Fiery Rebirth. I'm gonna toss the jellyfish, so I need 2 board spaces thanks to port now. Health, toughness, and shield really only gives me life preserver, so I'm gonna go here. I'm going to go for tool for like the off chance of a hammer, I think. There's no weapon or shield item that stands out at me as like this crazy ammo thing that's really gonna change the game. And there are a lot of ammo-based weapons, but they kind of need to be small ones is how port tends to play. Tools can be batteries. That's close to battery. You're like in the right ballpark of card archetypes. Toss the remote control. It is a pig. There is absolutely no shot pig kills me twice before dying to burn, I think. So let's go.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
All right, he is Vineyard Pig. He doesn't appear to have great scaling, and I'm gonna destroy his entire board with Harpoon Gun, so that's gonna be rough for him. Good job, Harpoon Gun. You got the most important one first. I don't think it really mattered, but it definitely could have. And the Vineyard does heal for an insane amount. These diamond weights are a huge problem. But one of the best things about Port Vanessa is that Harpoon Gun just rips apart Vineyard Pig, and his build is gone. He has nothing left. It actually rips apart quite a few builds, but Vineyard Pig is the most noticeable by far, being so incredibly reliant on a small handful of core small items.
But I don't use.
2 XP versus losing what I dig up if I get an item. I guess, well, 1 burn's alright. Pop Snappers are not super core to how I win fights anymore. They were a great early game damage, but for now I take 2 XP. We have B1 and B2, which seems pretty good for the potential of diamond ports. Hey, Frag Grenade, you've shown up. Alright, I think Wanted Poster might end up getting sold for space relatively soon. Ambergris is not going to be on my board. Frag Grenade is a lot more damage. I don't know this Life Preserver gets on my board anymore. I want to hold on to it, but like, it's sort of irrelevant since I picked up Fiery Rebirth at the next hour. Yeah, it's probably on its way out. And since I don't want it to upgrade, I need to sell it now. I might actually sell the Wanted Poster and the Cove. I might sell my entire stash to make the upgrade of port more likely. I don't know that selling Cove is worth it. Or the Fishing Rod. No, the Fishing Rod really is just income. I'm gonna toss these 2 for sure before I go to upgrades. I don't want Fishing Rod or Wanted Poster to upgrade. The experience gain is actually pretty minor at this point in exchange for the potential value of diamond ports. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items it can hit, so a 1 in 4 for diamond port right now. There's nothing on my board that's unimportant to my chance of winning the next day. The only question is, do I think I have enough gold? I'm at 54 with the Cove, and upgrading the Cove is completely worthless. I'm gonna cash in the Cove to maximize my chance on upgrade port. Oh great, he still have me a hatchet. Thanks, buddy. Well, at least I have more crit chance. Pole, would you like to do what he couldn't and sell me the upgraded ports? You wanna give me back the Cove, huh? Honestly, it's still worth even at silver.
Alright, hope it pleases you.
And none of this is worth. I could go Ballista. When you use an item, this gains 1 multicast for the fight. Well, an ammo item, but still. My issue is it only hits for 75. I've got the diamond port anyway, right? I have the diamond port when I level up. What would this be over? It would be over like Bola's Clamra, Vanessa's Amulet. And it would pretty immediately get to like infinite multicast. Like this is the stuff that would get replaced. 10 seconds in, we've used an ammo item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 1 charge doesn't really impact that. We've used 9 of them. So 10 seconds in, this is gonna go off and it's gonna fire 10 times. I don't even know that that's particularly good, but I've never played with Ballista before. 24 gold's a huge amount to ask for something I know will not stick on my board for long. But I want to do it, you know? I just want to see the Ballista's final multicast number in a fight. The issue is without weapon upgrades as a level up option, you're only doing 75 every 0.2 seconds, right? Like, let's imagine this had, what is it? 5 a second times 10 seconds. This had 50 multicast. It fired on internal cooldown. It would still only be 75 times 5, 375 DPS, and per slot that's around 130 DPS. Like, it's good. Once it's fully scaled in Disneyland, it's good. It's not even that crazy. I can't justify buying it. It's not a win condition. My win condition is ripping their board apart and burning them to death and finding better filler on the left side. It's not spending 24 gold on that. I should have really thought if those other 2 had anything I care about. I'm pretty sure they don't, and we just fight Burninator Bot because he's the fight with the most baseline rewards. I was still sulking that I didn't think Ballista was worth 24 gold. Man, these shiny Pop Snappers have really carried the run, haven't they?
Waste of gunpowder.
It's gold. Upgrade your leftmost item. Yes, please. Well, everything has completely infinite ammo. More than it used to, but more importantly, we're digging up diamond things. Medium items. I don't think that's going to be helpful. What weapons are helpful is the problem. Like, cut Clamra for a gold or diamond throwing knife could improve the board. That's about it. I'm actually going to take 1100 shield. It's so irrelevant. I have Fiery Rebirth. I'm not losing the fight today. I'll take a look at weapons. They can upgrade some of the stuff already on my board.
Buy my weapons.
Would I ever take Pet Rock for more crit chance? Not a bronze one. Silver Double Barrel is a lot more damage. Oh, this is gold. This is 30% crit chance on my other weapons. It's a lot more damage over like a harpoon gun, but the harpoon gun's not leaving.
I hope you live long enough to reach.
Vehicles is out. Non-weapon items. That can upgrade my harpoon gun and my pop snappers, both of which are very core items that I don't see leaving my board for a long time.
Big bargain.
Chum is net positive income, so I'll always take that. More pop snappers, you say? Sign me up. And I will toss this and go see what our player fight is. It is another Vanessa, against which I feel incredibly well poised. Our damage rate is just going to be much higher than a poison Vanessa, because poison is fundamentally weaker than burn. And it looks like it is a poison Vanessa. So even though he's going to stack poison better than I stack burn, probably, he doesn't have a clamor for his water wheel. His build's fucked. If you have water wheel without clamor, it just takes 6 seconds to go off, and you're so slow. Like, yeah, now he's generating roughly 100 poison every second or two, but the first 6 seconds he did nothing. So he's not even gonna get through my first half. Came close though.
I've got another salvo in me.
All right, Port, dig me up something good. This is where we start taking our turns at slots. Sleeping potion, huh? It's probably better than Clamra. Though Clamra will definitely be staying in the stash. Slow 2 items for 10 seconds, just kind of a lot of slow, you know? Especially when we're destroying their small items and narrowing down how much they actually have. I'll go medium items over the alternatives just for a chance of upgrading the harpoon gun.
All about moderation.
I think I've got enough slow already with the sleeping pots. Don't talk to me, Arbalest. Do I want to buy a diamond shovel? It'll pay for itself in a couple of days, but also it's funny. Sure.
Oh, delivery's free. I like the exercise.
There's nothing large I could possibly want. I'm gonna go craftsman at the artisan dunes for once because I have a burn item that's relevant. Going to double the value. I give +2 burn to my pop snappers.
See that mountain? That's pole.
We have 2 life bars. It's pretty hard for this guy to kill me. We'll stack up burn and get him eventually. He also has relatively few items, so the sleeping potion will wreck him pretty badly. If we get Hypnotic Drain, which is normally one of the best skills in the game, it's pretty sad for us as it literally doesn't work. We don't have any weapons above medium size. Desperate Freeze is bugged and essentially one of the best skills in the game, making you essentially immune to crowd control once you get a half health. That ended a lot faster than I thought it would, man. These pop snappers are out of control.
Pathetic. As spineless as a
Sapphire is not great, but it could go onto a board later when I get Freeze Potion. Probably not. I think of this lot, I will take CDR on Harpoon Gun and Ports. Haste, slow, and cooldown items could give me powerful enchanted stuff. JJ can't, non-weapon item can't. So let's take a look at the possible enchantments on the table. I don't see Captain's Wheel, Silencer, and Anchor having any impact on my decision, so we're gonna roll. That is absolutely not it, Chief. Sells non-weapons, gain gold, small items. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna take gold. I know I'm not gonna find anything at Kina. She can sell a harpoon gun. It's just called a harpoon and not a harpoon gun, otherwise it would be hard not to put the weapon tag on it, I guess. The upgrade on harpoon gun's legitimately pretty big. But losing 3 gold and getting nothing is pretty bad, and that's by far the most common result. 12 gold makes it a lot easier to keep buying skills as the days grind on, so I'm gonna take 12 gold. Move this over because there's the tiniest chance I use this. I don't think there is, but I have no reason to sell it yet. And let's go check out this dueling. I have a hard time imagining mini dualies instantly kill me, and that mini dualies do not get wrecked pretty badly by the harpoon gun sleeping potion. He also has Fiery Rebirth. This could be interesting. His whole board is small items and raise. So provided I live long enough, like I don't know how badly he's going to scale. It looks like he scales pretty effectively. Losing a ray instantly will not be good for him though. I already have 180 burn, you say? That's fucking terrifying. I guess I'm going to lose. Because I think he's going to continue getting burn at that rate in his second life bar. Holy. Alright, he's on his second life bar too, but he's 1,000 health up on me in that second life bar. Yeah, I'm dead to burn. He's just me, but better. He had so many small items that dealt so much fucking burn. At least I'm not dead.
Defeat does not defeat.
It's fine. Port's one of the decks that are best at going very, very late. Diamond throwing knives is not really what I was looking for. It is almost assuredly better than Bola's. The Diamond Narwhal is just going to be paying off the shovel, I suppose. It's not very helpful. 40 damage every 4 seconds with a 30% crit chance. I was wondering what Narwhal did at Diamond, because I was like, this card just feels like terrible filler. It still does, but I suppose the idea is it's like tiny boot knife. Tiny adorable boot knife where the knife is his face, but... going to skills. Let's see if we can't find something that fixes this. +2 burn. +2 burn, but better. Is +2 burn good enough, or do I need to roll? Because I can do a lot worse than +2 burn as well. Captain's Charge gives me a lot of haste. Captain's Charge will essentially haste Pop Snappers and Harpoon for what in many circumstances will be the rest of the fight, and I do not have a haste potion yet. I'm actually going to take the Captain's Charge. I think I would have won that previous fight if I had that skill.
Be its master.
I'm going to take the not so temporary health boost. Citrus, ammo, max ammo, burn. I guess I'm taking burn compared to all the garbage options available. Well, that's rough. I don't really need gold from Sparring Partner. I need experience. Void Golem can just kill my build. And the fact that he has 200 damage Caltrops means I'm not going to beat him even if he misses a core item. Like, he has to blow up, like, one of these items. Not anything on the right side, and then also one of his own Caltrops, and then I probably still lose. I have to fight Boss Hero here. I actually get nothing out of Sparring Partner and can't beat Void Golem. It's always funny when this happens in day 10 plus, by the way, because like, man, I really can't fight the two rightmost enemies. I have to settle for the left one, and then you crush him in seconds, because it's not that you're weak, it's just that you line up very badly against the other enemies.
We barely got off.
Goodbye, Narwhal. XP, gumballs, medium items. Gumballs are super minor value. 1 XP is nice, but I would like to upgrade this harpoon gun, and those are low enough value that I'm going to try. Torpedo. When you use another aquatic or ammo item, this gains 90 damage for the fight, and it has infinite ammo because of a variety of reasons, including its own text and the ports. If I dropped Vanessa's amulet and the throwing knife, or the sleeping potion, it just does not scale very quickly with like the items I have. I think this only goes on if I remove harpoon gun, and that makes me worse in what I feel are the vast majority of circumstances. This bolus is never coming back in, I think. I'll be on my way. Ammo items is definitely the most valuable of the lot to me. We've got our diamond pop snappers. And now with the diamond ballista and a better board, we can consider again how much damage does this do and is it worth it. 150 is literally double the DPS. It's much more usable. We'd have to drop Vanessa's or sleeping potion and the harpoon gun. This is 750 DPS once it fires forever, which it will be doing. If I don't buy this and I lose, I'll always wonder, would the ballista have saved me? If I buy this and I lose, I'll know that the ballista didn't save me and learn something. I'd obviously prefer to use like haste potion and frost potion, but we haven't found those yet. That would be fundamentally a much more aggressive build. It wouldn't be using this disruption stuff. Not having the ammo item would suck though. You'd really want to have this, which lowers your crit chance to, you know, nothing. So when this goes off, it'll be multicast 14 at 10 seconds, which is like half of a health bar. It's not even gonna kill somebody. And then at 20 seconds, it'll kill a dude. Like, what are we talking about? We don't care about killing someone at 20 seconds. I have Fiery Rebirth. It's more viable than it normally would be. I think I have to sell the Clamra because I need to dig up something with this and with the port. If I buy that, I'm going to have to sell the Clamra in addition to the Sapphire. But damn it, I'm doing it. And I'm rolling too. Gold bolas, huh? This goes off twice and gets 2 more multicast on the ballista before it goes off. That's got to be worth less than the crit chance. And the knives are probably faster because of the crit chance. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. I don't feel comfortable with it. What's up, Cannon? You're not getting back on my board. You're just too big. All right. Let's see how this does. I feel very well poised against other Vanessas because it's so hard to kill me meaningfully with anything other than an infinite combo.
I may be young for a captain, but
I don't see the infinite combo, though I see a fuckload of ammo. Crit chance is solid, so I'm going to take a huge chunk at the start, but I don't even think it's 4,000. Yeah, I said huge chunk, but I may have been wrong about that. Although I appear to be gaining burn forever, and then he died to the Ballista. I was so busy watching his board, I didn't even see this go off. It looks like it got to around 11 before it went off, doubled to 22, and then something went off while it was going, maybe. Ammo skills, huh? There can definitely be some relevant ammo skills. Parting shot is 100% crit chance here pretty quickly. When you freeze, reload an item. What did we dig up, by the way? Gear Nola. That is aggressively not it. The cog is very interesting, but we need everything on our board to use ammo for this guy. I'll sell the Gear Nola pretty immediately. I do not have exactly one weapon. Giving it ammo and damage doesn't really matter, so I'm not going to worry about it. Gunner's irrelevant. When you freeze, reload an item doesn't do anything. But he has parting shots, which, like, you know, does something. So I'm going to put it on. I'm not quite sure how much crit that gets me how quickly, but it's going to impact the results of fights, I think. I guess if we're, like, living in a ballista throwing knives world, gumballs are good. But I'm not very rich anymore after buying this diamond ballista. The cog never hits the board, man. It could. I could, like, drop one of these, and I could swap out the grenade and move it here to haste this and only this. That doesn't sound bad, but it makes me more vulnerable to freeze, and it doesn't make me that much stronger, I feel. I'm going to toss the Gear Nola. It's never going on my board under any circumstances. And the cog I really can't toss at good faith, so we're going to buy gumballs one at a time. Because I have the cove, I think I do have the money to get gumballs. It's just very painful. I'll be back with you when we're done. Actually, no, I'm not going to edit out this time. I need you to understand, if you only ever watch this game, that this is the current state of buying gumballs. It is the most riveting gameplay. Loot items don't really fit in an inventory. Weapons could. Losing health is bad. Your burn items gain 1 burn. Fair enough. Void Golem again, huh? Because I have 2 health bars, I should deal with Property Baron no problem. And this gives me a chance to really watch the Ballista and see how my board is doing, because I don't care about what my opponent's doing. So. Oh, Rigged is actually pretty good when you have a relatively small number of items, including a Ballista. Yeah, it does go off for a shitload of damage. Much faster than I was giving it credit for, I think. Because it's basically guaranteed that I'm either hasting this or the port and speeding it up. See, that's what I was worried about, though. Now I have to figure out how I make room. The answer, I think, is I crack the cove, because cog legitimately could be improving my board. Even if I sell the cog, though, it doesn't make room. So, goodbye, cove. You did great. And we're feeling fantastic on money now. Upgrading my harpoon gun over health sounds pretty bad when the harpoon gun's not even on my board. Small and large, get a slow item, medium and large. Medium and large can upgrade my harpoon gun, which will potentially matter in later days. Slow item gives me an inconsequential amount of money, so I'm gonna go medium and large for the snowball's chance at an upgraded harpoon gun. Oh my god, we got it. Lowering that cooldown is really important for using it on final days, so I'm glad to have found it. Toss this before you start the fight, nothing to change. And again, I feel very confident against all but infinite damage Vanessa's, because I have fairly massive burst once this Ballista goes off at this point in the game. And it's very hard to kill me with poison or burn when I have Fiery Rebirth. They do not. They are a relatively weak poison deck. And this time I'm the guy up 1500 health, and the Ballista's just gonna kill him when it goes off. It's still going. Freeze does not interrupt multi-strike. Oh, it went off a second time. It actually has enough multi-strike that once it goes off, it never stops going off. It's not a super impressive amount of damage per shot, but it is going up to 100% crit, so it's scaling a little bit. We would really like to scale better. For now, we're just going to fight a monster and see what we get. Nesting dolls and hand axe, completely useless. Just sell them now. We're going to fight a monster and see what it hits. Does this help me? Yes, actually. Every time the knife goes off, it charges the port and the Ballista. Juggler would be insane. Heavy weaponry would also be very good, essentially a 50% damage increase. Both skills are massive.
See that plank?
And that is 1 gold. At least we get the golden experience for fighting the monster. I'm gonna get an ammo item. None of those felt like they did anything to me. There's no item from shops I care about. Like, specifically Diamond Harpoon Gun, I would rather gain temporary health because it's not temporary at all. Do we beat Void Colossus? I either burn him to death or Ballista him to death. If it kills the ports, do I just lose or does the Ballista still kill him? Actually, Master Alchemist has a lot of stuff I really care about as a port build. Not retool, but the rainbow potions can be very, very valuable on later boards when I transition to Harpoon Gun to get rid of the Ballista. And I genuinely don't think I kill Void Colossus. I think there are like a lot of outcomes where I fail to kill the guy. I could just be a coward though. Hey, Rainbow Potion, you can sit in my stash forever as we pretend we're gonna transition out of Ballista and not win with it. Skills for sure. There are a ton of things that can be massively impactful here.
You must find the quiet within.
None of these appear to be it though. So we're gonna take the roll. Parting shot faster, huh? Oh! Burn 2 every time the Ballista goes off is not irrelevant. We're a burn build. I think that's actually better than the scaling on parting shot, maybe? That's very hard to ascertain. No, because the scaling on parting shot also affects pop snappers as well. I think diamond parting shot's actually crazy on this build. Gumballs are alright, but there could be really cool specific burn enchanted items here. I want to see them. These are decidedly not it, Chief. There's an argument I should have taken the Astrolabe to have it for port stuff later and just sold one of the items I'm currently holding on to. Oh wait, I think you can also use Astrolabe to be a navigator, so it's still available. I don't think this cog ever goes onto any board I'm using. But Sleeping Potion's also just not incredibly strong. I basically need a haste potion and or a freeze potion to switch back. And the item here that doesn't ever make it on is going to be the cog, which gives me the space I need to buy a Wanted Poster or Astrolabe. I genuinely feel like they don't do anything, man. Like, if I see docks, it could be up against a skill vendor, and I wouldn't even want to go there. If I'm winning the fight, I don't need the experience. We're on our way out in 2 wins. I'm going to leave without buying either of those.
Perhaps you'd be more interested in Freya's.
All right, this guy is on death's door with 1 less win than me, which implies he was losing later than I was. Or just lost 1 more fight, I suppose. Yeah, that doesn't really mean anything. That's a lot of skills. This guy has something strong going on. He has a fiery ports. He does not have freeze potion, which is incredibly important. He has Harpoon Gun though. So I'm gonna need this Ballista to just single-handedly carry the fight, which is gonna be hard for it to do while it's permanently slowed and frozen. I think we have lost this one because my opponent has item destruction and we do not. Also just very, very high amounts of disruption. Damn shame. The Ballista's gonna try its damnedest, but there's absolutely no way we win because it's not really gonna go off a second time. He just has much lower cooldowns to me than on account of Barnacle Encrusted. And the Harpoon Gun rips my build apart. I'm very vulnerable to it. I should have considered that I might be playing against another port build and I might want to use Harpoon Gun. We're gonna take a random enchantment. Crit effects is pretty irrelevant. I'm gonna see if any of this stuff has unique crit enchantments. Okay, I'm gonna take it on port, which gives my ammo items 20% crit chance, and that's going to allow me to toss the Vanessa's amulet. That's the best I've got. Oh, and then we leveled up to 15 as well. Enchant with poison, burn effects, or shield effects. Burn on the Ballista is a lot of burn. Poison's useless to me. Shield effects are largely useless to me. I will check the Ballista real quick. Apparently, I can't even make the Ballista shielded, which doesn't make sense to me, but I liked burn more anyway, as the finisher to my burn build, and holy shit, is it a lot of burn.
I'm on the edge of the plank.
So I feel stronger, but again, we really need better disruption. This Noxious Potion is not it. Vanessa's amulet is out now, though. We can get something that's active and more useful, which is going to be Sleeping Potion or Freeze Potion. Sleeping Potion's much faster, but I'm still not a huge fan. I actually think I might rather it be like this. Vanessa's will never come back on my board, though. We already have base 20% crit chance from the port on all of our items, combined with 10% crit chance every time one of our items uses itself. So I just don't see the value in doing that. Frag Grenade is also out. The Pepper Grinder's never making it in, neither is Noxious Potion, unfortunately. We've got an almost exclusively misses on our port, but the Ballista's here to try to salvage it. I'll hold Sleeping and Rainbow. If I find Frost or Haste, the Ballista could be out tomorrow. But that could also just be a way to throw and die at the last possible second. We're gonna take health again. I think that was one of the times where it bugs and it gives me a different number. I think it occurs on the first hour of the day. I'm not sure why. It's already bugged, so we're like interacting with a subsection of bugged bugs. It's hard to say exactly what the cause is. Poison items doesn't matter. This is irrelevant. Shield is irrelevant. When you use a weapon, reduce its cooldown by 1% for the fight. That basically says after the ballista goes off, it goes off much faster and instantly becomes infinite. All right, all in on the ballista. Knife tricks it is. I don't think we can ever really fight for all street champion. His iceberg's gonna ruin everything we do. So we're gonna go for Trash Titan again and hope to get Juggler, which is insane for our build. It's also good to get heavy weaponry, and if nothing else, he's the second highest level enemy, and we don't actually beat the other one, I think. The iceberg just wrecks our build. Every time we use something, it freezes. And then it scales the damage on Nitrogen Hammer. We have so much health with Fiery Rebirth that maybe you would still win.
See that plank?
Sadly, more trash. Which, you know, makes sense considering who we're fighting, but I'm still not thrilled about it. And we're gonna do gumballs here rather than nothing, because that's what any item shop is at this point. And once again, you may watch me do every single gumball individually, no editing this time. I want people to understand that, like, this could do with being more responsive in some way. It's just tedious. Well, our economy's fucking great. I'm gonna go to bronze tier junk items for CDR because nothing else could potentially help us there. We'll take any damage scalers I can possibly get. I'm gonna pick this up for CDR on the next page. Take the experience. May as well take the regen as well. Sell this, move this out so I can put the brace down. Actually, first put this here because it only works if you sell it from your board for some reason. Pick up the regen and roll. Can we get some feathers, please? No feathers. We'll take the crit chance. And I may as well take the chocolate bar and sell it too. We've got the inventory space. I'll keep the leg brace for a while in case we live and see another curio, but the rest of this does nothing. 2x speed does not increase our chance of living, and I guess that means we're going burn. All right, I feel pretty damn good against pigs here. Most late game pigs are reliant on specific cards with their vineyards and get wrecked by Harpoon Gun. They're also not gonna be great at one-shotting me twice. So that bird does so much work with the Tesla coils and the weights, and it would be a shame if something happened to that bird. Oh, damn. That's rough, buddy. Also, it looks like the ballista never stops going off, and the burn gets a little bit out of hand with that enchant. Oh, the ballista finally stopped. This guy has some skills, doesn't he? He has apparently the Gorgon skill in addition to gold is damage, massively increased health, emergency shields, immune to CC after a certain point, more health. Hardened Shield was one of the ones I was more scared of. Despite having literally had his entire build removed because he uses the bird to trigger everything, he still got through most of my first health bar just on weights triggering the Tesla coil. Terrifying. Glad I was running the Harpoon Gun. What did we find? Flashbang, huh? Well, it's decidedly better than the Sleeping Potion, that's for sure. I don't think that's enough disruption to really justify going over in the Ballista, though, because, like, without freeze, they're not locked out. This is not enough freeze to lock them out. We'll keep it here and consider it. It's going to be our last fight, one way or another, at the end of the day. We're going to go get more gumballs because damage and crit can speed up how quickly the throwing knives go off. And because the other options are literally useless. And I'm going to edit this one out. You've gotten the idea. And at the end of it, we managed to get 3 blue gumballs, so 3% crit. Let's check out freeze skills. These are monstrously powerful. That's very good since we burn pretty immediately. Yeah, we just take Frost Fire for some immediate disruption. And we go bully Lord of the Waste to see how strong we really are. This guy's got, what, 5,500 health? How quickly does he die after the Ballista goes off? So he's up to about 170 burn before the Ballista, and then he's instantly at 400. Nice.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a
Pendulum's gold if nothing else. Aquatic cooldown, weapon is irrelevant, ammo is irrelevant, losing health is bad. 2 XP will not level me up and it's my final day, so aquatic cooldown to speed up that Harpoon Gun. We're gonna take temporary boost for health. 830 will be just over 9,000, that time it works. And we're gonna go to skills and see if there are any final hour skills from Nufu to really change the course of this run. Your large burn items have +8 burn. You know, I think once it goes off, I've got enough burn. I think I'm looking for something a little bit different. You know, I actually get more burn by moving the pop snappers to the left of the fiery ballista. Don't I? It gains 7 and it goes off a lot more as soon as it goes off. Yeah. The idea originally was this is my main source of damage, but it should instead be, why am I not hasting the harpoon gun? How long has my board been like that? These final skills are not particularly good. But I mean, one of them has an impact on my board. Creeping toxins, I have no poison, I will never have a time to buy another weapon, I have no shield. This gives me 2% crit chance, so I'm buying it. Pretty rough rolls in the port throughout this, no haste potions, no frost potions. There's definitely an alternate world where we have a much stronger build and we crush this, but let's see if the Ballista can carry it home in the jankest of all burn builds. But first, let's see if this is actually the right way to do it. There is an argument that instead it should be like this. There's nothing on leftmost item, right? It's rightmost burn and nothing else is conditional on positioning. Yes. So this gives me much more burn and it hastes the Ballista, which is very important because like the Ballista gives itself more uses than anything else will ever give it. Okay, there's a very good chance we just die to a better port Vanessa that permanently locks us out. There's nothing we can do about that. We haven't rolled any frost potions. If they have frost potion and battery and haste potion and all that jazz, they're just a much better version of the same build. That appears to be infinite damage. I would like to interrupt the infinite. It appeared. Wait, what? No! Why do you have Into the Void with double knife? What are you doing? Why would you do that to yourself? Oh my god, we didn't even need Fiery Rebirth because he just killed his own build for no reason. He has Diamond Port, Diamond Flashy Reload, Double Knife, Swashbuckle, and he just kills his own build in a substantial percentage of games. Oh, that's the most brutal misclick I've ever seen. If that guy lost his run. Oh no. Oh, that was a travesty. That was the most disgusting build I've ever seen, and a single bad skill clicked carelessly just killed him and gave me the win. I was supposed to die in the first second after a knife went off every single time. So I think low roll port is still easily able to go 7+ wins. There are alternative strats like Ballista where you can find ways to get power. The fiery pop snappers weren't super important to the port victories. They were important in getting me some wins before the port. But like the idea of play a early game build with ammo stuff and transition into port is pretty good because if you miss port, you might be finding the stuff you need to go into a crit build. I was kind of doing that a little bit when I had that gold crow's nest earlier. I think Weapon Vanessa with the intent of either going into infinite crits or port is a really good game plan for Vanessa right now. That guy was also showing it off except for that one skill. And I don't know that a Fiery Ballista is like a typical good way to close out games on day 15. I felt very vulnerable to disruption, and disruption really is the name of the game this late. But sometimes your opponent disrupt themselves for you, I suppose. Oh man, that was an emotional roller coaster. I was so dead until I wasn't. I would also like to thank Fiery Rebirth and Parting Shot and Knife Tricks for making my build actually pretty damn interesting towards the end and essentially giving this Fiery Ballista like 1 second cooldown, just trigger forever, 100% crit chance, and it will be going off for a while thanks to my second health bar. I think this build's actually pretty scary. It's just that on day 15, it's so hard to be scary when you're not remotely vulnerable, or sorry, remotely safe to disruption when you're as vulnerable as I was. I was hoping to play disruption. That's why I had this harpoon gun all game. It's why I kept sighing when I didn't get haste potions to speed up my disruption or freeze potions for better disruption. But we got there. We got to it in the end, and I would like to thank my opponent for helping me get there. I've been rather incoherent. Thank you for your time. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it would be wonderful. It really does help the channel grow. I really cannot overstate my gratitude for the people who regularly comment. And no amount of saying it will ever be enough, but a massive thank you to the people supporting me, both as patrons on Patreon and as channel members here on YouTube. I'll see all of you in the next one.